Although the men subsequently refused to openly report what they had seen for fear of public ridicule, the captain and his crew later told friends of sighting an immense shark as it moved past their ship. Whitish in color, they were awed by its size. It was as long, if not longer, than their boat. Experienced men of the sea, they too were certain the creature was not a whale. Welcome to another episode of Counting Cryptids.
Yeah, I'm Connor.
I'm Jacob.
What episode is this?
This is episode number 5,
This is episode number 5, Contender numero 5,
the Megalodon.
which it's not Spanish. So I don't
Yeah,
know
I'm not sure why.
where, but Megalodon.
The Megalodon means big tooth, which immediately made me go to sharp tooth. If you've ever seen The Land Before Time.
Who hasn't? Probably a lot of people. I
Another
would say most people.
pseudonym that I had was Sharkweek moneyshot.
That sounds so dirty.
All right, so really though, the Megalodon is an extinct species of shark, generally recognized as an extinct species of shark. Lived approximately 23 to 2.6 million years ago, which I read as 23 years ago the first time I read it. I was like, what? And then,
Oh my God.
23
That's very recent. Of course
million
there might be
to
some.
2.6 million years ago.
I had 28 to 1.5 million years ago from different sources. So it's not exact, I don't think.
It's not an exact science.
Yes, dating the
Well,
old bone.
We'll talk a little bit more about that again.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that again later, I guess.
Yeah, bones and stuff.
This time period was the early Miocene
Yes, the Miocene.
and the end of the Pliocene.
Where-
I am not a scientist.
No, I got into looking this part up, but
Oh, good.
Yeah, so like it existed before humans learned to use tools.
Ooh,
Is how
interesting.
far that is in relation to human time, which I thought, that's kind of how those eras start getting their names, like Pliocene, and it's more, it moves to human
Really?
things.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know.
I've seen some stuff about them trying to push back dating some of that as well. For like when humans were
Oh, yeah.
doing that. A lot of that's been in the news lately.
Well,
when
Graham
they're
Hancock's
using
getting some
Well,
recognition.
that's Göbekli Tepe shit, man. It's pretty hard to ignore. But that's
Yeah, that's a different podcast that
I digress.
doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, it's pretty much found everywhere in the ocean, obviously.
Yeah, it's the range extended all across most of the world in its appropriate habitats, again, being the ocean, which is like 70-80% of the world, so everywhere. I did see that it preferred warmer waters. Most fossils
Yes.
were found in subtropical to temperate latitudes and has been found as far north as the 55th parallel, which parts of Alaska lie in.
Oh, damn.
So pretty far north.
Interesting.
They think it can endure such low temperatures due to mesothermy, which is a physiological capability of large sharks to conserve metabolic heat by maintaining a higher body temperature than the surrounding water.
Damn.
So
I'm glad you explained that, because
Good
I had
dog.
no idea.
I got you.
Yeah, so pretty much people that believe the sharks have, or the megalodons have gone extinct, is due to like quite a few different things, but pretty much the majority of the things that I saw were that during the time that they were thought to have gone extinct, the world was cooling, and since they like warmer water, it made it harder and harder to them, close them in, and they could have died from like not being able to get to their nursing areas different things.
The
like
nursing
that.
areas would be in
But,
more
yeah.
shallow waters and
Right.
where it's warmer.
But yeah, it seems to glow into the Pliocene, which is Ice Age,
Mhm.
and yeah,
Additionally, lower sea levels at that time and competition from other animals.
just kind of leads to a bunch of different shit that affects the Megalodon into not being extinct.
I had
Not being alive.
specifically seen Leviathan and ancient killer whales.
Yeah,
Which, if you don't know, like a legitimate Leviathan, not like if you watch Supernatural, it's a different thing. I think
Okay.
it's another word for it too, but it's an actual fish.
it was
Worth looking up a picture. I'll put a thing in the description. Yeah, it was. There you go. I'll put a picture up of that one because those things are fucking terrifying as well.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting that the Megalodon comes. I don't know if there's like a cryptid following for this whale.
I'm not
But-
sure either.
I mean, I feel like they're very similar.
It's not, I guess maybe we should have talked a little bit about at the beginning how it's not like a. I mean, I don't know. People are debating the existence of it. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm cool with
people
it.
are
Never mind.
definitely saying they're having modern day sightings. Like in literally recent years, there's in 2006,
a lot.
I think.
I saw some more recent things. A lot of it is like I'd search for a certain year, or like saw that people had been searching for a certain year, and a lot of it was just like a video that got posted in 2017 or whatever.
Definitely. So,
There's some debate about the appearance,
yeah, a little bit.
as far as like which
Current-
modern day shark
Yep,
it most
exactly, current
commonly
shark.
resembles.
Like great whites and shit like
Yeah,
that.
that's the most common. I heard a stocky great white, which I then
would be-
wanted to put chody because I've never said chody before. Microsoft Word does not recognize chody as a word and wants me to change the spelling.
Yeah. I was gonna tell you a funny story about choding, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, like a blunter great white is what I saw, kind of.
It's the most common description.
Yeah. And then there's
said
also
on a
the basking or whale shark that people attribute it to, that has like a shorter snout with deep, small eyes.
I also saw a sand tiger shark.
Sand tiger shark. I thought those were like relatively small.
In appearance. Not size necessarily,
okay.
just in appearance.
I got you.
I did see that they said that those were less likely because of the way that it would have to move its tail to propel itself, like the body shape or what of.
Very physicsy.
Some very smart people have allegedly done some things on this and thought about it way more than I have, and like there's some ridges along the back of it that are like, I want to say aerodynamic, but that's not the word.
Hydrodynamic.
Okay. They make it swim faster.
There you go.
Less resistance.
Like some shark scales. Make them swim faster. I think they're talking about putting shark scales on like planes or something because they're so dynamic.
So in my mind, it's just a big great white.
Pretty similar.
Again, if Sharkweek has taught me nothing.
Like aggression, hunting, I think they're all pretty similar. The great white and the Megalodon. I think they're right about the same. I mean, maybe not exactly appearance, but other traits.
Fossil remains show a length of 18 meters, which is 59 feet, estimated weighing 60 tons.
I had 115 ton.
I saw somewhere else that said something ridiculous as well, but
I thought that
was maybe
massive.
that's like a 70-foot one.
60 to 150 is what I had. Yeah.
There's a lot of wide range on the sizes as well. The 59 is kind of a middle and a more agreed upon, like 50 to 60 is a more, I guess, agreed upon size. And maybe 60 is light, I'm not sure. Either way, female great white, for comparison, they average 15 to 21 feet. They're larger than the males. Average 15 to 21 feet, and the largest one ever recorded was 37 feet.
Damn.
That's a big fucking shark.
Shit, dude.
A 37-foot shark.
That's Megalodon range right there.
It was just a big great white.
37 feet.
37 feet.
I was like,
that's a big shark.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so right there, that is a
37
big
feet.
fucking shark. Can you imagine how wide its mouth is?
You know what blows my mind about that is that the fucking ocean is big enough to just have those things swimming the fuck around.
And you never know.
Yeah, and you maybe never see them during your whole or their whole lifetime. That's fucking crazy.
Jaws up to 11 feet wide.
Damn.
5 rows of teeth, and nearly 600 teeth total.
Could eat multiple humans at one time.
Yeah.
Just
There's pictures of people, just like a man sitting
in
the
yeah.
jaws. Obviously, it's the
I need
fossilized
to go to a
jaws.
fucking natural history museum ASAP.
Actually, so I put this in my notes to include in the show notes. I found a link where you can buy fossilized megalodon teeth, as well as just like dinosaur bones and claws and things like that.
That's
so I
badass.
will include a link for that in the description. Definitely not a paid
No, I
not a
wish
paid
we
link
were
on there,
fucking
but
sponsored by them. That would be
if-
awesome.
if you wanted to pay me,
I'm gonna go look at the show notes.
buriedtreasurefossils.com. Get at us.
Dude,
It's,
that's dope.
The email is countingcryptids@hotmail.com.
You can reach us at any time.
You can also reach out on social media if that's easier for you.
Yeah, wherever you feel like it. I will reply.
Drop me a line.
Yeah, pick up some 7 3/8 inch long fucking teeth.
I saw 5/8.
5/8.
The biggest one recorded was 7 5/8
That's probably a
inches is
typo,
what I
'cause
saw.
I'm stupid.
They
I
measure
think
on the
5/8.
slant though.
Like up the side?
So they like you start from the thing and then down, like, and so you would
One
like
side.
curve the longest side.
Interesting.
That's how they measure
I would
megalodon teeth.
Think,
Just from
tip
top
to
tip to base.
yeah.
Like you'd measure your dick that way, right?
Yeah.
No, you got to go around your dick and back.
Oh, that's everybody saying the dick's 10 inches long. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like 3.
Hey man, I just doubled it for you.
At least 6 inches. Damn.
That shark, specific with the 7 5/8 inches tooth,
yeah,
was found in a riverbed in South Carolina by a fossil hunter named Vito Bertucci. Vito Bertucci.
Juicy.
The specimen was estimated to be 75 feet long.
For that shark with that big tooth.
With that almost 8-inch tooth, yeah.
How do they know that they get bigger than that? Maybe they're like, oh, this is still a young shark. It has this.
What do you
X
mean get
amount.
bigger?
Because that's not like the biggest shark. Megalodon, is it? Like, what was that? What was that weight again? 45 feet.
75.
75.
75.
Man, you just went over that like it was nothing. 75 feet. I thought you said.
You went over it
45.
like it was nothing. I said 75,
Damn.
and you were just like, I don't know.
I was like, how do they know it gets bigger than that? What the fuck? But 75 feet. Okay,
Estimated
so it's like
75 feet. Yeah.
Boss hog. Fuck you, ocean. This is my shit.
I forgot to mention the estimated bite force was up to 182,200 newtons, which I don't know what the fuck is. So, 40,960 pounds per foot.
Pounds per foot. Damn.
Also, a crescent-shaped tail I have noted here.
Okay. That's how I draw sharks. I drew a lot of sharks in my time. Not very good.
Yeah, right. Me either. I guess sharks are typically described as opportunistic feeders.
Yeah.
But it has been suggested that the megalodon was so strong and fast that it actively hunted prey. And they think it directly hunted large prey, whales, seals, dolphins, etc. I saw somewhere that it said that they think the jaws were used to break through the chest cavity and puncture the heart and lungs of its prey. How
Really
the fuck?
it's like
How the fuck do you
that
have
shit
any?
out.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, I'm just going to make this as fucking
brutal as possible.
Yeah, you're just like,
I am the fucking king of the ocean. I will rip your heart out.
It kind of seems a little fantastical and not. I'm sorry. Shit, those are all mammals. I was like, fish don't have lungs, do they?
No.
But those are mammals. They breathe.
Whales are mammals. The shark is not, so it might have an advantage over a giant whale.
Doesn't have to surface.
Yeah. Get air.
Evasion.
What?
If it doesn't have to surface.
Yeah, the shark.
It would be harder to detect, to find something. I'm like making a case for the Megalodon being real.
Yeah.
It's easier to evade being detected if you never come up to the surface. It wouldn't necessarily have to come up to the surface, whereas a whale has to come up to the surface.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a really basic point that I thought you were trying to get me to explain because of the way you're looking at me, but I think you're just blazed.
Yeah. I was going somewhere with that, and then you took it in a different direction that worked out probably better than what I would have said.
Oh, okay. I was like, sorry. We had been talking about the tooth, large prey. I finished that. I am done with my appearance/abilities section.
True that.
I am on to how to become /stop/encounter. So
I had nothing there.
Oh, really? I have a lot here. So the best way to not get eaten by Megalodon
is not go in the ocean.
Yes, how did you know?
Because duh.
That's actually the best rule to live by. Rule number 1, do not go near the ocean. Rule number 2, if you must go near the ocean, don't go in the water. Rule number 3, if for some reason you've not listened to rules 1 or 2, turn around and go back to shore. How to kill. Pretty much any way you kill any aquatic animal. Trick it into biting an oxygen tank, then shoot said tank from the mast of your sinking ship. Or just shoot it, stab it, drown it with air. Explosions. It's pretty extreme with sharks.
Explosions.
A tornado. You could electrocute it. It's water.
There you go.
Just again, however you would kill a fish. Just a really big fish is how you would kill
a very large net, everyone.
Stay away from the water. You don't have to worry about it.
Those are good. Those are tips to live by.
All right. So this is all well and good. Just like the meat of
what they look like.
Commonly accepted things about a megalodon. And I mean, I guess not really how to kill one. Either way, so they're extinct, right?
Most popularly believed they are extinct, yes.
So why are we doing this episode?
Because we like megalodon and sharks are awesome.
That's fair.
No, there's some modern day sightings. Like we talked about in the beginning, like 2006-ish. And even early, and even closer, but also like
stretching back to 1918 was one of the first ones, if not the first, like modern, quote unquote, modern day sighting.
Yeah, I was expecting more modern days ones, more prevalent modern day sightings, but I saw a lot of the older ones.
The sightings that are modern day it's footage. But I can't prove any of the footage.
True that, yeah.
It's like, this is a really big shark, according to some guy who's done a bunch of really sketchy things for the Discovery Channel or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's.
Should we start with that? We'll start with the Discovery Channel Sharkweek and the bringing to fame of Megalodon.
Yeah, let's do that.
In the 2012 Sharkweek special that was featuring Megalodon. So
I think I watched that one, honestly.
I'm sure I did. I couldn't find a good video of it on
It might have been like I watched it a year or two later as like a rerun, but when they weren't doing like new things, because they do a lot of filler. We play all shark things for a fucking week.
Here are the same fucking shark things you saw last fucking year.
They do a lot of new things, but it's kind of the same
I don't even know. I was pretty disappointed last year's.
I haven't watched it in a couple of years.
Love Sharkweek, but come on.
Sharkweek's fun, but again, it kind of feels like
it's just hoaxy now. Yeah, weird. But they brought it up in 2012, and they've re-brought it up in this docudrama called Megalodon: The Monster Shark Lives. And that's kind of where it caught on across the world. Everybody knew what a megalodon was, and they thought it was fucking alive and real. And then in 2014 on Shark Week again, there's another Megalodon documentary.
I would say for sure that one I saw.
Yeah. That's the one I've seen most recently. That one.
Okay.
I did try to watch The Monster Shark Lives on YouTube, but it was all backwards, and some of the words were cut off the sides. It was fucking stupid, so I didn't watch the whole thing. But yeah, I'm sure you'll be able to watch repeats of those in August. what Sharkweek is. I should
July,
have got
August.
the fucking I should have got the actual date so
We
I could
should
tell
have
you.
waited and released this at a slightly more topical time. I guess it'll be a little while before it's out.
Yeah,
This
it
will
will
be out in April. It'll be a
Maybe
couple months
closer.
early. Maybe not April, probably May.
Yeah. Anyway,
March.
It'll
That's the
be-
M month before April.
but it also this is a weird show that I'm surprised I don't know about. It's called Shark Wranglers. Have you ever heard of it?
Only in my research for
Yeah.
this, I saw some shark wranglers.
So also in 2012, they had a episode come out called Monster of Bird Island, and I read it
Yes.
as Monster Bird Island, and I freaked out. I'm like, that sounds terrifying.
We got to do an episode on
Yeah,
Monster Bird
monster
Island, bro.
birds. There's just a fucking island full of monster birds. What does that even mean? That's crazy. Anyway, in this episode, Monster of Bird Island, there is a group of researchers, shark researchers, that interviews a group of South American fishermen, and they claim that there was this huge shark in the area. And they said it was as big as their boat, and the boat was like 30 to 40 feet long.
I had seen that one as well. That was
Had you watched any of it? I didn't even try to look it up.
I'm sorry. I meant I saw that story.
Yeah.
In my research, I don't remember.
We'll try and find the video and maybe try and link it to you. But again, YouTube is not a reliable source for watching television shows
Yeah,
unless you pay for them on YouTube Red or whatever.
I'll try to do some information and see if you can find it on Hulu or Amazon, something. If it's out there to the public, if you can watch it on like discovery.com or something,
Yeah,
I'll do a little bit of research and see if I can find something and put it in the show
I did
notes.
download
So we can.
the app, and it was not on the Discovery app.
He went so far as to download an application.
I downloaded multiple. I downloaded History and frickin' Discovery. I got them all. Also, speaking of History Channel, in 2009, so before 2012, before the mass hysteria, Monster Quest visited the Sea of Cortez, where there apparently have been massive sharks for years. And one of the guys, even like one of the fishermen that came and like was helping investigate, was like, this would be a perfect spot. They know it out in the Sea of Cortez as the Black Demon.
Yes.
They don't like that, I guess. I'd be like, that's a fucking massive shark, man. In the book, Sharks and Rays of the Australian Seas, the author who...
David Steed.
Yeah, who?
David Steed.
Oh, okay. David Steed.
Stead.
Look up his book, Sharks and Rays of the Australian Seas. I'm going to. So he shares an encounter with a Megalodon in 1918. And is this just... do you know if this is a story that he was a part of, or he is telling a story of somebody else's possible encounter?
I believe he was there. He didn't experience it. He was there talking to.
Right. He was one of the researcher people.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad we got that out of the way. But in 1918, a bunch of fishermen thought they saw a giant shark off the Port Stevens in New South Wales.
Yes.
So, yeah, he's down there researching that.
The dock. They said it was the length of the dock on which they stood.
I can imagine
about 115 feet.
What? That's huge. I saw that one man said it was like at least 300 feet long.
The lengths were really varied. I saw that one as well.
Which, I don't know, makes sense, yeah.
They also said the water boiled over a large space where the fish swam past.
So it's a whale.
Sounds like a whale to me.
If it bubbles like a whale, it must be a whale.
If it bubbles like a whale, it must be a whale. All right, that's going to be a saying on this show from now on.
Yes. Get some t-shirts made. Yeah, so they reported seeing the shark eating their traps. And the traps were quite large. 3.5 feet in like diameter. And like when they're full, or when they were usually weighed like 120 to 180 pounds. They had tons of krill. No, that's what whales eat. Look at that. My mind's on whales.
Crayfish.
Crayfish. There you go. Yeah. So like 120 pounds of crayfish in a
That
steel
sounds like a
cage.
lot of crayfish. I'm guessing a lot of that weight's in the cage, in the trap.
I would assume well, I actually.
The crayfish, maybe a good sized crayfish, maybe.
Do you know in the quote where you had the how many crayfish was in there? I just did the math for several ounces. What is it? Several ounces, pounds.
It says 2 to 3 dozen good sized crayfish.
Did it say how much they each weigh? Weighing several pounds each. The next.
Each weighing several pounds.
Okay, so yeah, I just did like, I don't know, 5 is several to me. 5 times dozens.
I would say several is 7, but yeah, go 5 to be low.
Yeah, so at least 120 pounds, because that's the low end.
3
of what I
dozen.
got. Yeah. So they're
120
large
pounds of
things,
fish.
and you just.
But again, that weight is in the water.
True.
It's a lot easier to deal with in the water, but he's just pushing that shit over.
He's
And apparently
just
they're
eating
seeing
'em.
it's huge, but again, this sounds like a whale.
It does sound like a whale. 115 feet, though. 300 feet.
300 feet is absurd. 115 is maybe more realistic for a whale. I think the water would have to be pretty deep for a whale that big, though.
Yeah, if you're right next to the freaking dock, I don't think.
Don't
it's
you
that
think you
deep
know it
enough
was a
for
whale?
fucking
Apparently,
whale.
they were all familiar with whales.
You
Often
would
seen
think.
passing the sea. It's in the quote that
yeah,
I have.
You would. I probably have it in my notes somewhere.
They had seen its terrible head, which was, quote, at least as long as the roof on the wharf shed.
I like the word wharf.
Impossible, of course.
Apparently. I don't know how big the wharf shed is.
I don't either. That's a
Is
really,
that-
really
is
bad.
that-
Yeah, I don't have any sort
Is
of
that another name for like a toilet?
outhouse.
Yeah, I'm
It's
just
at
gonna go
least
with
as wide as the wharf shed. Like 3.5 feet. Those things are tiny.
Exactly. I'm gonna start calling the bathroom the wharf shed. I gotta hit the wharf shed.
I think warshed might be a little more appropriate.
Like hell in there.
I have another short one. Are you done on that one?
Actually no.
Okay, sorry.
So they're hold on. So this Ben Roche guy wrote something up on this this book in this story specifically, and he wrote that in 1998, and he concluded that there must have been something very large that spooked the men, but he said it couldn't be a megalodon due to the description of the animal's colors. So a lot of the guys said it was a big white beast, big white megalodon, and the guy pretty much using like this like scientific method, like he's like if they lived right now, they'd have to be a dark color on the top, and maybe lighter on the bottom,
Like great whites are.
right, exactly, because from the bottom, from above you can't
If
see them.
something's swimming below
they
and
can't
something
see
swimming
them.
above. Yes, exactly. The color difference. It's like that with prairie animals as well.
But yeah, that was pretty much Roche's Ben Roche. I think that's his name. ROESHSCH. Sorry.
That's fine.
But yeah, he pretty much tried to just say that this is bullshit. Definitely
They
not
definitely
sharks.
saw something.
But yeah, he definitely thinks they saw something, which is
I had also had
Interesting.
that it was uniform in the stories, that the whiteness of the
Right.
color,
yeah, like most of
and
the men.
that how it was fucking massive. So the only thing I could think of was like maybe a whale shark, but I don't think whale sharks are white. I think they're gray and kind
Oh,
of
I doubt
spotted.
it. I would think more of like a great white. Great
But
white, that's
again,
a
great
fucking
white's not
shark.
going to be that. Great white's going to be dark on top.
The blue whale.
A blue, oh yeah, great white wouldn't be that big. A blue whale is blue. It's not white.
I know, but
A sperm whale? I feel like sperm
maybe it
whales
was
can
a-
be white.
What's that?
A beluga?
Beluga whale. I was gonna say dugong, but beluga whale for
Yeah,
sure.
Pokemon's, hell yeah.
It's just a dugong. What?
Right.
Come on.
Dugong
Get
is
your
actually
Pokeballs out.
dugong is actually an animal.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of animal.
It's
though.
like a seal.
I knew that. Yeah. Okay.
It's a weird looking motherfucker.
It's almost similar to a Pokemon, but anyway, god damn it.
The Pokemon's cooler, but
Megalodon is a Pokemon. If you did,
Really?
no, I just made it.
You
up.
motherfucker. I was like, there's no way. I'll post a picture of a dugong. Not the Pokemon. The real one. Fuck it, the Pokemon too. Why not?
Do it. I'm all.
Were you done on that one? I'm sorry.
That is all I got for that incident at Port Stevens.
I have a small segment from a book by Rick Emmer, Emmer, called Megalodon, Fact or Fiction. It was an anecdote from one Zane Grey.
Oh, do tell, Zane.
So this is a quote. One of the man-eating monsters of the South Pacific, a shark much longer than his 40-foot boat, apparently. The shark was yellow and green, with a square head, immense pectoral fins, and a few white spots.
A few white spots, though. That's a whale-like. What whale is that?
Well, it sounds like a whale shark with the spots, but it was yellow and green with a square head. That sounds like a whale shark. Square head.
Sorry, dude.
It is a shark that's large.
Yeah.
They have spots.
That's exactly, yeah.
I feel like in my mind the spots are typically dark, but that sounds like a whale shark off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. I am not a shark or whale.
I wasn't there, I guess, so I don't know what you saw.
I wish. God. So we've been researching these cryptids for how long? Like going in depth to finding out different things, and like we're pretty new to this. At least I am fairly new to cryptids in general. They've been around, but like I want to fucking see one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one. I hear all these fucking stories of people seeing shit.
But I'm also too terrified to go out on the ocean and look for a fucking
I'm not
75-foot shark with
Megalodon.
8 feet teeth.
I love
8-inch
sharks.
Teeth, sorry.
They're badass. But that ocean, that's theirs, man. That you stay in there.
I'll stay up here where it's dry
I will
and
watch you
there's
on
not
TV.
things that can fucking swallow me.
Yeah.
Other than
Speaking
a
of
snake.
which, there have been reports of tiger sharks up the Mississippi.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
into
you posted
fucking-
something about like a shark in Lake Michigan or something.
Lake Michigan, yeah. A story the other day of somebody that took a picture. Maybe it was
Picture
just
video.
a
I think
story.
it was a picture.
Oh, it was a video. I'm pretty sure it was a video.
There was a video of it swimming.
Was that the
Yeah,
one
yeah,
that
yeah.
got taken down?
Oh, maybe.
Or was that a different
I
one?
don't recall.
Anyway, check out our Twitter where you'll be able to find all those
Twitter.com/CountCryptid.
random ass stories that I post because I think they're cool. But where were we? What the fuck were we talking about? I got on that rant about. I don't even remember what that Mississippi River fucking shark. Are you done with your story?
I had a real quick one, then you started going into something else.
Okay, back to shark stories from my tangent there.
Okay, yeah.
Moral of the story: I just want to see a fucking cryptid already.
Oh yes, this goddamn thing. Well, I think part of it too is like when you see it, it's an experience, but you maybe don't know. Maybe sometimes it's really fantastical, and you're like, "There's no way anybody's gonna believe me."
I've never had that.
Or it's the kind of thing that it would happen, and you're kind of like, "Huh, that's weird," and you don't really think anything
You
of
just
it,
write
and
it
then
off.
and then just like kind of like a couple months or like a couple years later, you kind of just like start thinking about it again. You're like, God, that was really weird. Like, I don't know exactly what that was.
Like, I feel like I've done that, but I cannot remember what I was like. What was that? Like
When we were in Kansas, there was that thing in the water.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I forgot about that stick, dude. That was fucking weird.
That was weird. I don't know what it was. I can't definitively say. I didn't really see anything.
Yeah.
But it was there. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. It
Like-
wasn't, and at the time it was just like, huh, that's weird, and we fucking walked away.
No, we fucking like.
We stayed there and looked a little
stayed
bit,
for a
but
little
we
bit.
just walked away. If it was like legitimately like,
something.
I'm not gonna climb in the water. Never mind.
No, it's not.
I don't know. We saw
warm.
something. We didn't
saw
really see
something
anything, but
very
we saw
strange.
something.
If it was a cryptid or if it was just some
was-
weird way the branches moved, don't know. And we'll never know unless somebody's like, "There's a stick fucking person in this place."
I gotta do some research.
Yep. Get your Kansas fucking cryptids pages out.
Your Kansas hats on.
We're going to Kansas. My best Kansas voice.
Lace up your shoes, Toto. We're going to Kansas.
Nailed it.
That's how that went, right?
I don't think Toto wears shoes, but okay.
So I have another one. That last thing I read that was an anecdote of a Zane Grey.
Zane Grey?
Zane Grey. Yep. I have a different story from a Lauren Grey, which is a man, I believe. This
Loren?
Uh-huh.
Like Lauren Coleman, who is the owner of the Cryptid Museum.
Interesting.
Random facts.
The more you know. So 1933, off the coast of Rangiora, Rangiroa. Quote again. At first I thought it was a whale, but when the great brown tail rose in the ship's wake and the fish moved ponderously away from the liner, I knew immediately that it was a monstrous shark. Its huge round head appeared to be at least 10 to 12 feet across, if not more. It was my belief that the huge yellowish barnacled creature must have been at least 40 to 50 feet long, and he was not a whale shark. The whale shark has a distinctive white, purplish, green appearance with large brown spots and a much narrower head. So what was he? Perhaps a true prehistoric monster of the deep? The largest specimen of this type of shark, generally known as the sand shark or black-tipped shark, had hardly been known to exceed the length of 15 feet. That was a little rough, but I think we'll get through it.
What was that from?
That was just a quote from one Lauren Grey. Was out with his son in 1933.
Did he report it to somebody, or is this just
it was
like
reported somewhere.
Putting it out?
I don't specifically have where.
Probably somewhere near the ocean.
I had one other thing. I don't know if this fits in anywhere here. There's maybe something for the intro, but a quote that I had as well was, "One of the largest and most powerful fish to have ever lived."
Yeah.
Which, again, just kind of seems like making it, like, I am trying to state the obvious here. I get it. You're trying to make it sound cool.
Yeah.
All right, are you done?
I've got a couple more stories here.
Hit it up.
So in the 1960s, the captain of a 55-foot fishing boat reported that a great white shark, at least as long as the boat passed on. I got post here, but I'm pretty sure it's boat. So this shark was as large as the boat, and it's like swam underneath the boat while they were anchored offshore. And the rest of the crew refused to officially discuss what they had saw, but the captain was sure that he saw this giant shark. That he thought he's like, if it was a whale, I would have known it was a whale, but it was in fact a giant shark.
So this was actually the intro quote.
Oh.
It is B.C. Cartmell's "Let's Go Fossil Shark Tooth Hunting."
Okay.
And I actually had that it was an 85-foot ship.
85 maybe did. My typing sucks.
I say my sources could have been off, or your sources, or your typing, or my typing. There's plenty of things it could have been, but it was a big boat. It was a large ship. It had plenty of crew.
Yeah. 55-foot ship is pretty long.
So was the 39-foot shark. I think if your ship was 50 feet and a 39-foot great white swam by, you'd be like, that thing is as big as the boat. I think you would think it was as big as the boat if it swam by.
Yeah, dude. 20 feet.
39 feet. Again, that's the biggest one ever recorded. It's not like that's going to be a really common thing, but it's not like these people are seeing the Megalodon super common. Yeah. This is the 1960s.
Which is twice that.
75 feet. Yeah. Again, this is fossils, so this would be older ones. I think it would be smaller now, because I don't know if
it would be able to keep up with the
sharks that are fucking consuming things now that we know of. And with the amount of fucking fish that we pull out of the ocean every year. Holy fuck, yeah, you want to see some numbers, look into that shit.
I was listening to IPR the day, and they're
talking... Oh, Iowa Public Radio.
Yep. They're fucking talking about how there was fish slaves like fucking slaves, like across the world, like in the United States and shit. People like were like forced to pretty much fucking like they were slaves to fishing.
I mean, that sucks, but like, there's definitely.
I was like, what? What?
How do you like? Okay, no, that actually, never mind. That totally sucks. That's weird.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
thought
anything
that was
about
weird.
that.
That was my tie-in from
Yeah.
IPR.
I said something about numbers. Is that the number of that is very large?
Yeah.
But real quick, something that I think I mentioned to you once before, and I have to pull it up to verify. But the number of possible combinations
For a Rubik's Cube.
for a deck of cards.
Oh, that's absurd. I've
Can you
heard
give me a
it.
guess? I think we talked about this once before.
Oh,
So
fuck, dude.
there's 52 cards in a deck,
52.
meaning that the total possible combinations
Gotta do the
would equal
fucking thing,
52
dude.
factorial.
Yeah.
So that's
52
52
is
times
52.
51.
I'm gonna verify yours because I don't have this in my notes, but I'm gonna if I can do it.
You cannot do that on your phone. It's way too large. It's okay. So here's some ridiculous.
I don't know.
So I'm reading this on Reddit.
A
I'm
reliable source.
I'm trying to find the username here to credit. By deleted. Okay. So I can't credit them.
Thank you, deleted.
Yeah, right. Say there exists 10 billion people on every planet, 1 billion planets in every solar system, 200 billion solar systems in every galaxy, and 500 billion galaxies in every universe. If every single person on every planet has been shuffling decks of cards completely at random at 1 million shuffles per second since the beginning of time, every possible deck combination would still have yet to have been shuffled.
I have nothing to say to you. I don't know that. That's fucking absurd. 52 cards. The possibilities of 52 cards is that long.
I'm going to tell you how many commas are in the number.
89.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Welcome to Counting Commas.
Great joke.
I think it's actually 22.
That's fucking crazy.
It's a fucking massive number.
My phone just came out with 4.59 plus 89.
Yeah, your phone will probably, if you type it into a calculator,
think
it'll
I
be like
broke it.
8.06 plus 67.
I think I broke my phone.
Yeah,
The size
that
of that
number
fucking
is fucking insane. So, everyone to break your brain, go look at some people who have done some math. There's some things that's like stacking shit to the moon and back. And
Dude, I sucked at math in school, but it's actually so fucking fascinating.
yeah, dude, math
'Cause
can be.
You break down fucking you can break everything down into math, man.
Everything is maths.
It's a fucking crazy. God.
And like the Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah, dude, my brain is not made for this world.
So that's also referred to as like the golden ratio.
Yeah.
They use that in design.
Oh, I know, yeah. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's fucking
me and my office mate just
everything.
learned this the other day, and now I'm just like trying to figure out how to incorporate that into doing things.
New
with my
logo
work.
coming soon.
Are we on HMS Challenger?
We are on the HMS
All
Challenger.
right.
You know what the HMS Challenger is.
It's a boat.
Yeah.
His Majesty's ship or Her Majesty's ship.
Yeah. We learned this in USOs, didn't we?
Yeah, that episode's actually still
around.
currently
You can
is
listen
still
to
there.
that,
That's a limited time.
But the HMS Challenger, I think this is the first time that the Megalodon teeth were found. It kind of
got a year?
seemed that way. 1875.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Okay. So near Tahiti, they pull up these two teeth. I forgot what they're just doing a deep sea expedition, I believe. Pulled up some giant teeth. And was one of the 7 5/8 one?
No. I told you where that one was found.
I probably have it in my notes somewhere.
I
at a
will
different
jump back
location.
to it and tell you where that one was found. No, because we're gonna cut that out. That one was not found there.
Okay.
Cut
So,
you asking me that out.
so using I don't know, a pretty primitive way of dating, they figured it to be between 10 and 15,000 years old, which is by far
Way closer than like 65
2.6 or
million years ago or whatever it
1.5
was.
million years ago.
Yeah, 23 million, 28 million.
So, yeah.
That's a lot closer than what we had when the Megalodon was said to have gone extinct.
But I think a lot of people point to this one for some reason.
But
Being like,
as
this
we
isn't
talked about
current
before we were
today.
recording, like the technology that they used to date that. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
I didn't have any notes on that. But it was like they were checking the
There was a buildup of
sediment on there. Mercury?
magnesium.
Magnesium something. Sulfate?
You just had me look this up.
I didn't write it down. I think it's magnesium sulfate.
All right, so that's not the first time that megalodon teeth had been found.
Okay.
It's uncertain. This is coming from prehistoricwildlife.com. Or I guess Prehistoric Wildlife's website. It is uncertain for how long people have been collecting megalodon teeth, but it was not until 1667 that science recognized them as shark teeth. Before this time, people generally thought that the teeth were actually the tongues of dragons that had been petrified.
Yeah, I did see that actually. That's a very strange thing to think. But I guess if you believe in dragons.
Manganese dioxide.
Oh, we were so close.
So they measured the decomposition rate of the
Manganese dioxide.
Using the accepted rate of decomposition of the manganese dioxide in the deep sea, 15/10 to 1 4/10 millimeters every 1,000 years.
Okay, so
Then the
that's your
measurements,
calculation.
then the measuring the deposits on the two teeth. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce this scientist's name or mathematician's name.
Guacamole.
Syczerniecki. I'm gonna say I can pronounce that. Okay, I can't do it now. I did it once. We got it on record. It's fine. I got it once.
Yeah,
He calculated that the teeth were a mere 11 to 24,000 years old.
okay.
I think that's not. I think I had heard that
It's not a very accurate
not an
way
accurate
of-
method, and other teeth have been safely dated to the Pleistocene.
Well, of course they lived that long, but it just happened extinct yet.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. That's fine. They just found older teeth.
Yeah, duh. Find old human bones doesn't mean we're extinct yet. Shit. Close, but fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry. To date, we have no teeth that can safely be dated to the late Pleistocene,
Oh. Memorandum.
let alone Holocene,
Holocene
as
is
he
human.
proposed. We have never found them as early as this point, and he's talking about it being way up here. So there's like a lot of different periods where we should have found them from, like or that date, and we haven't found anything there. Not to say that they don't exist, or maybe they were somewhere else, or tectonic plates shift, and there's earthquakes, and
Yeah, they're just buried.
miscellaneous other things. Yeah, you never find the remains. Maybe they didn't fossilize something different. That's the thing, is you can't.
So long.
So
ago,
I read
you
that
have no
wrong at
idea what's
first,
going on.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't have a whole lot on
Hopefully
the
we're
HMS
done with
Challenger,
that one,
but
yeah.
that's some weird stuff right there, as far as the dating goes. Not sure that I believe that. I followed that
Where are you? Do
10
you have
to
any more?
15 years. That's
done
all I
with your
got for stories.
Okay, we're about to that time right now where we got to make up our mind on what we think.
Whether
If we think the megalodon, not if it's real, because we knew it existed. If it still
there's
exists
a modern
today.
iteration of it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so but before we do, I got a small pros and cons list I'm gonna throw at you.
I'll throw some back, dude.
Do you have a quote real quick?
I got a quick quote from the marine biologist David Schiffman.
All right, David.
He wrote in a Slate.com blog post, and this is a quote from that post. There is absolutely no doubt whatsoever that these sharks are extinct and have been for millions of years. If a 50-foot long predator that fed on surface animals and lived in coastal environments was still around, somebody would have found evidence of this by now.
Was his name David?
David Schiffman.
All right, David. What about the megamouth shark?
What about him?
It's a pretty cool name for a shark.
Yeah, that is a cool name for a shark. I think
that was all. I just wanted to talk to you about how cool the name.
Did
was
we
for a
talk
shark.
about megamouth sharks earlier?
We did not talk about megamouth sharks earlier.
I got megamouse.
It's a relatively large shark, about 17 feet long. Was not discovered until 1976. Very elusive. 63 specimens known to have been caught or sighted as of May 2017. Oceans are relatively undiscovered. Who's to say what else is hiding in there? I get that 17 feet is not 50 feet long.
Quite large.
But 17 feet, it was described as a large shark.
Mm-hmm. Still, it's not as large as a great white shark at max capacity.
No, it's around the size of an average.
Right.
Still a big shark. 1976? That's a long time.
Yeah, that is. That's pretty recently. And I'm sure it's been around for millions of years.
I did not look into the evolutionary genus of megamouth shark.
Nor did I.
But
all right, what do you say about the coelacanth then?
The coelacanth is super interesting still, though.
Yeah.
Regardless, the coelacanth is very interesting.
Yeah, it's like thought to have been extinct for 65 million years. I'm assuming is what it's supposed to say. I got 65 years.
Yeah, 65 million years ago,
Oh,
it was allegedly extinct, but discovered off the coast of South Africa in 1938.
Yes, sir. And they're like 6 feet long.
They're big
So
fish.
yeah.
Not a huge fish, but it's, again, a large fish that they thought was extinct.
Larger than I.
65 million years ago, which means they didn't find any dead specimens, no evidence directly of one existing for that period of time.
And they have like a fucking shell. How do you not pull one of those up from somehow?
All right, so shell with a fish.
It looks like a fish.
What are those one little things called?
Scales.
The one that's a fucking a shell sideways with the tentacles.
You said it a cuttlefish.
No, that doesn't have a shell.
But those are also ancient.
Those are like
what are they called?
I found it. I don't know. It doesn't have a name.
Yeah, there's a Pokemon.
It's a cephalopod.
Oh,
it's no.
A cephalopod is like octopuses and shit, isn't it?
Yeah, so it looks like
It's like an octopus with a shell on its head. Yeah. I knew what you were talking about. I just what it's fucking called.
I don't either.
No, I was thinking of that fossil.
Kabuto and Kabutops?
Yeah. That's more lobster-like.
It's like
maybe a later
horseshoe
iteration.
crab.
Maybe a later issue of Pokemon has one of those. Anyway, those are cool, but those are definitely extinct, are they not? Are those real? Like real?
They have those were photos of them.
I keep saying those are real. Those are current.
That is a photo that I just showed you. There's plenty of photographs, color photographs of them.
Those are real?
I think so, yeah.
Fish are fucking weird, man. I can't.
A cephalopod
I can't
is
do the ocean.
Any member of the mollusk clan. Okay, hang on. Oh, here we go. Nautilidae.
No, they're not real.
Yeah, Nautilidae. Nautilidae. Nautilidae.
Not a lie. That's what they're called.
Have you ever seen The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? I believe a man names a ship after one of these individuals. The Phantom is him. Spoilers. So in addition to the megamouth shark and the coelacanth, because I think we were done on the coelacanth.
Yeah. Just crazy little creatures.
There's one more. It was the giant squid. I guess also the colossal squid, but the giant squid. The first live adult was caught on film in 2004.
Yep.
We knew about their existence before because dead specimens had been found and like battle wounds on fucking whales.
And shit. Yep.
Literally was going to say on whales and shit, but
yep.
Yeah, so that one's super interesting too because we knew they existed,
but just didn't have any.
Never saw one
proof.
Alive, I guess.
Never had a live specimen. Okay. Never caught one.
I guess maybe part of that too is like if you catch one in your net,
they're already up above where they can survive.
I mean, if your net's really low, you happen to snag one.
Yeah,
even if it's fine where it's at, you drag it up really quick. That's probably not a good thing for it, and then it's exposed to all that light. Plus, it's a really soft bodied.
right.
So if it's crushed underneath the weight of everything else, yeah, there's like, oh, this is a really big flat fucking squid.
Yeah, I can see that they're dead before they get to the top.
All right, so I've built them up a little bit. Do you have anything else on that one?
No.
Sorry, are you gonna talk about colossal squids, or are you done?
I mean, no, I didn't have anything other than colossal squid was discovered in 1925. But I did have a little bit about the two of them, and it could be tied to maybe the Kraken. That's all I got.
Okay, so we built it up a little bit on maybe why you should consider the Megalodon, but I do have some cons to throw your way. That was my
Okay.
pros list.
Other than marine biologist David Schiffman telling you that you're not
the
seeing
pros
them.
list was kind of just like trying to prove him wrong. Mainly the megamouth shark
Yeah.
and the coelacanth are like the biggest. Like again, not a 50-foot.
Ancient fucking thing.
Yes. However, either way, my cons list is sharks lose their teeth all the time. They have rows of teeth for this purpose. People find shark teeth all the time. People find megalodon teeth, but the megalodon teeth are always fossilized. People aren't just finding straight megalodon teeth like you would a shark tooth.
Okay. I hadn't thought of this.
It's pretty tough to explain.
That is tough.
And there's never been a documented bite mark large enough to attribute to a megalodon. Like if you find a whale carcass with a fucking 12-foot wide bite out of the side of it, we may be having a different conversation. Fucking just bite right through it in one.
2 bites in his fucking.
No, I get like maybe it happens so deep that the whale starts to float up, and then before it reaches, it doesn't reach the top, and then sinks back down.
Damn,
I'm just saying there's not been a documented one.
You've been thinking about this shit. I
slacked on the last episode or two, so
I didn't even look up to see if it was wrong. I was like, yeah. What else you got for cons?
Those are the 2 I had. they were just solid.
They were
There's
two
only 2,
solid
they were
cons.
very solid.
You got me almost convinced the other way now.
Because you wanted to be really open-minded and be like, I can't say. Those are tough.
Here's my final stance.
Okay.
So the Megalodon, if maybe the giant, warm water loving sharks, maybe they evolved over the last 26 million years, and they're not technically a Megalodon, but they've moved to colder waters, maybe deeper waters, as a result of the ice age coming on. And they're a thing, but they're maybe not exactly the same as these Megalodons. Maybe that's a different cryptid altogether.
Well, I mean, I think it would fall into the same if it's a modern day Megalodon.
Right.
It's just the lineage of
it's evolved over the 226 fucking million years, however long it was.
Who's to say that's not just like what
any shark in the fucking water is right now? That's true. I don't know. You can't get DNA from a fucking shark tooth that's fossilized. I don't think. If it's
even if you
fossilized.
can, I don't know.
Anyway, that's my take on it.
All right. Well, let's get down to the tough question then.
It's real.
The Megalodon is real?
Yeah.
Today it exists. You think an existing shark just is?
Yeah, dude. The ocean's fucking massive.
All right. I'm going to say, so you say yes, it's real?
Yes.
I say no.
No. Fuck you.
Again, I want to believe. There's no doubt in my mind that there is things in the ocean that we do not know exist, or maybe that we doubt exist, but they're there and we haven't found them for one reason or another. But even the evolutionary path in between the teeth, you're not finding teeth other than the erroneously dated ones at 11,000 years ago. Those teeth were not dated correctly. All the teeth are dating way back to the Pleistocene. There's nothing in between the Pleistocene and now. It ends right there. I think the teeth is what's killing it for me. If we had found things that we were dating, and maybe maybe I'm putting too much stock in that dating shit, and maybe the world's only 3,000 years old, like those crazy people believe. But you know what I mean? Like I this is what's commonly accepted, so I have to just like say it as fact. But like I'm not the one doing that research, and I don't know like within what percentage of a doubt is this like, yeah, there's like a 6% chance that it's between this and that, otherwise we really have no idea.
We're just throwing
like how accurate is any of that? Is it carbon dating?
Yeah,
I don't know how accurate that is. It's probably more accurate than 6%. Otherwise they wouldn't put much stock in it, I don't think. But again, I'm not the one doing the research, so it's hard for me to say, to make a definitive thing either way. But
based on
I think based on this, I don't think that there is a 75-foot shark that just swims around existing.
75, fuck no. I respect your point of view. Make some solid arguments. I'm sticking to my guns.
No, I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just showing my work. I'm excited we don't agree on this one.
Yeah, we were just talking about how we probably are always going to agree.
I'm a little more. I want to disagree on the 1v1 more, but I guess speaking of, yeah, it is that time.
Move on to what we think. Who's gonna win against Megalodon in last week's
Doarku?
Yeah, that's right.
This is an easy one in my mind, but what do you think?
Yeah, you know my stance. Megalodon.
Gotta give it to the 75-foot, 120-ton shark.
I don't remember how big the Doarku was, but large dog size. It is not.
It was an otter.
It was an otter.
If we're playing it down, it's a fucking otter versus a shark. Otter's a lot faster, but the shark, Megalodon, was supposedly really fast too.
How many do you think it would take of the Doarkus to take down the Megalodon?
How big's the Megalodon? If we're ranging between like,
let's just go 60 feet.
We'll go that 59-foot, the commonly accepted. So
large, just think large, vicious dogs.
But they're aquatic.
Right.
They swim very fast.
They're in the same field.
Yeah. So, well, they'd have to go a little bit deeper, I think, than they would traditionally be.
This was a cartoon that Doarku would swim circles around the Megalodon and turn it, like, get it into, like, a whirlpool, and then it would come out all dizzy, and then, yeah.
Oh, damn it. I wanted you to keep going.
I had nothing else to... They would probably beat it up somehow.
I was thinking to like just swim around him in circles and make him tie himself in a knot because he's such a big shark.
Yeah, I think that happens.
Well, okay. So the one thing that I didn't keep in mind, I did not consider, and I will allow, is the Doarku was always traveling in pairs.
Right. There's always two of them.
There's always two of them. So like, if the first one fucked up the Megalodon in any sense, then the second one would come to avenge the first.
Two straight for the eyes. That's the only way to take down a Megalodon.
No. Again, with the oxygen tank.
Doarkus don't have oxygen. Are we going to drag it ashore?
That's fair. They're otters. They have hands.
They're going to lift it up on their bellies.
Why not?
Try to break it with
it. Floats. It's full of air. All right. So if I'm putting money down on it again, my money is for sure on the Megalodon.
Yeah. I would agree. Again.
So last time,
yeah,
we asked the same thing
a couple weeks ago
about the Chupacabra and the Doarku. I'm a couple weeks separated from having recorded that, so the pronunciation is already out of my mind.
I thought that the Chupacabra.
Yeah, my money was on Doarku.
Because if it can suck a goat, it can suck a whale.
A whale?
I don't remember what the quote was.
An otter.
Oh, yeah. If you can suck a goat and it can suck an otter, that is much more
my argument
whale.
Swayed you? A whale. those are not the same at all. I feel like an otter and a goat are way closer than a whale.
Doarku was a whale.
No, bro, it's an otter.
No, I didn't think that.
A whale.
I'm just stupid.
All right, what did the people say?
The people, you people.
Hey, all you people.
We need to play the music.
Hey, all you people.
Play that music, white boy.
What did the people say?
What did the people say? So over on the Twitter,
I think it was a tie on Twitter, yeah?
50-50 split there. 50% Chupacabra, 50% Dogman.
So nothing real definitive, I guess. Do we have to combine the two then for
We got to look to
tiebreaker?
Facebook.
All right.
All right. And over on Facebook, Brooke was the deciding vote.
Hey.
And she, drum roll, she voted for the Chupacabra. Crowd goes wild in Connor's corner.
And Connor wins the bet.
We talked off air about putting a bet on this, and I think that's a decent idea because I won one. So you have to give me $1.
So I don't think I have one on me. I can write a I owe you $1.
There you go.
Can do that.
We'll do a tally on the wall. How about that?
There you go. We get a whiteboard in here and
Tally on
keep
the
a
wall.
tally for
That's a
wins
better
and
idea.
losses when we don't agree. Well, I guess the people agreed with you.
On the Chupacabra.
If it can suck a goat, it can suck an otter.
I'm 100% making that a t-shirt tonight. So be sure to look for links on social media for that TeePublic page where I am going to put that t-shirt on. As I am doing that.
For real.
For real.
All right, cool.
Thanks for checking out this week's episode.
If you want to get your 2 cents in, answer this week's polls on social media.
You can find us on Twitter at CountCryptid or Counting Cryptids on Facebook.
If you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, or you just want to chat, you can email us at countingcryptids@hotmail.com.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and tell your friends.
He's been Connor.
He's been Jacob.
And we'll see you in a couple of weeks for another fascinating installment of Counting Cryptids.